Okay, everybody, we are here today with our wonderful Lisa Zimdars. She is the head of our connections team, and we adore Lisa. She is 100% heart and love for our people. We know that Jesus' love has filled Lisa, and Lisa goes out and just fearlessly goes where no man will go. To share the love of Christ with people. And so I wanted to give you guys a picture of what does our connections team look like? What do they do? And what are the benefits? What are the difficult things? Just what is a day in the life of Lisa Zimdars, connections team lead for Kinsman Redeemer Homeless Ministry. So, hey Lisa, I love you.
Hi, I love you too.
So we're going to ask a few questions and just talk about homelessness for a little bit. So Lisa, first of all, how did you get involved with the connections team and with Kinsman Redeemer Homeless Ministry?
Well, I've been a little bit of a part of this ministry, just starting in a little bit, since 2020. But in 2021, I began to take on maybe more of a role and beginning to see people that needed to go to the doctor, that needed to get food stamps, that had needs beyond meals on Mondays and Thursdays. And we kind of began, Liz and I and a couple of other people, to meet, and it was just overwhelming, And so we took a step back, and somebody suggested that maybe I should take over that team. I'm like, I don't have time to take over that team. I'm taking people to the doctor. I'm running them here and there. I've been trying to fill out these homeless, these housing applications. Let me say that over. I've been trying to fill out these housing applications, and I cannot take on any more responsibility. One day I got a phone call from somebody, and they said, hey, can you come help me? And I was already going out the door to help somebody else, and I said, God, I need staff. And he spoke to my heart and said, if you would take over that team like I had asked you to, you would have staff. So I repented, and I called Liz and said, okay, Lord, I'll do that.
Jesus is so good. We love him so much. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. So tell me what do you think has been the most surprising thing that you have seen as you're in your work with the homeless in Dixon?
I think the most surprising thing I've seen is that homeless people are not what you see on the news. Mm-hmm. They're not even what you see outside Walmart holding a sign. Homeless people are human beings. They have feelings, they have desires, they get sick, they die, they need the Lord. All of those things are true of our homeless friends. And if we can reach out to them, like it says in Matthew, I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was naked and in prison and you came and visited me, you clothed me. I was sick and you came and brought me food. All these things that says, as much as you've done it for the least of these, you've done it for me. That accounts for our homeless people. They're all in those situations. Even earlier today, I was at the jail visiting to check up on somebody that we've got there who is trying so hard to get on the right path. It all is doing it for Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think has been some of the biggest challenges for our homeless people and for you?
I think one of the biggest challenges for both my homeless friends and myself have been people's attitudes about homeless people. Sometimes, and I'm talking Christians, I'm talking leaders of government, I'm talking people who probably have never ever had to sleep outside, but they're human, and but for the grace of God goes any one of us. I think that they don't realize that these people are human, that they have feelings, that they might have been in foster care, that it might be a woman who was in domestic violence and she came out and the only way she was able to make it was she used drugs for a while, and now that she's trying to step out of drugs, she's so far down. She's got court costs to pay, she's got probation, and all the things in the system that hold people down. I didn't know that, and I don't feel like many of our people that are in our churches on a day-to-day basis know that. There's old people that are homeless. There are people with disabilities that are homeless. It's not just the typical person that you see when you look at the news on the streets of Los Angeles. It's not like that. It's not like that in Dixon. There are many that are here, but their stories would break your heart.
Yeah, it's hard to think about, like we were just talking earlier, somebody who is prepping for a procedure, or someone who is recovering from surgery in your vehicle, or coming out of the hospital after a stroke and having to live in a tent. Those really happen to human beings around us, right? Yeah. So tell me about your greatest joy as a connection team member. What would you say your greatest joy is?
Well, my greatest joy has been having a front row seat to miracles, because I have seen them. I even saw one today. It was so wonderful. Well, I got to tell you about the first one first.
Okay.
First person I met who was part of Kinsman Redeemer really was a lady that had cancer. And I got to walk with her through all the steps, the chemotherapy, the surgery, the radiation, and all the things after that, to see her standing strong and whole, able to talk, able to help others out. She's even helped me out a couple of times. I'm like so thankful to see that. Today I went with a young lady who has been working so hard. She's trying to get children back out of state's custody. She's trying to get herself out of homelessness. She's found a place to rent, and it was one of those too good to be true. And we were like, this could be a scam. We better go see it. It's beautiful. And the reason that it doesn't cost very much is because it is at the far end of the dirt road, the farthest end. But that's okay for what they need. And it's going to be amazing. All she could say when she got out of the car was, wow. Wow. And we stopped and we just prayed right there on the property, and we thanked God. We said, Lord, if this is your will, then let everything go through, Lord. We just believe for that. And if it's not, we know you got something better. But seeing so many people who have gone on to go to rehab, and they're now living clean. Maybe they came out of jail and now they're living clean. And people that have come to church, I've gone over to the Church of Living Water and sat with so many of my friends, and they're making that effort. People getting a vehicle and being able to drive to work when they've had to walk to work. God is doing miracles.
Absolutely.
But we need more people to help us bring those miracles into life, to help people get to where they need to go to get the miracle. Sometimes you need to go and apply for a job. Sometimes you need to go and get a haircut or a shower so you'll look good for your job. Any of the things we do, it's not rocket science, but it's so very important.
I love that one of our elderly women moved into an apartment yesterday. That just makes my heart happy.
Absolutely.
Yes. So what would it look like for a first timer? Let's say so somebody's watching this and they're interested in joining the Connections team. So April 30th, I know that we're having a Connections meeting.
Yes, and you're invited.
Yes, and so give that invitation, but also tell them what like the first couple of weeks during Connections might look like for them if they decided to jump in.
First of all, everyone's schedules are different.
Yes.
And everyone's desires and capabilities are different. We don't try to put you in a situation by yourself at all in the beginning, but also by yourself ever when you're going to be uncomfortable.
Yes.
We always want you to be comfortable, and you will have my phone number, and you can let me know, hey, I can't do that, or hey, you know what, I'm down in the dumps today and I just don't even feel like going out. We'll work around that. Sometimes we all feel that way, but at first, you're just getting to know the program. You're just getting to know. I would take you with me to do a few intakes or needs assessments to get to meet some folks in like a restaurant or even in a parking lot maybe, and we would get to know them a little bit. I think it's great for you we'll go see the help center. I'll show you where you get food stamps, where you get your ID. Some of those places, if you're not a native Dixon person, you wouldn't know where those are. But we want you to understand what we do. And we've got one lady, she's like, I need to write a book. I can't be doing this every day, but I can give you Tuesday. And I'll help you do the laundry on Tuesdays. And you know what? That's perfect. That is so helpful. Not everybody can turn this into a full-time job. You've got family, you've got friends, you've got a life. But if we all do a little bit, everything will come together.
Yes.
So I want to invite you at the YMCA in the chapel on Tuesday, April 30th. We meet every last Tuesday of the month at 6:30. You're welcome to come and just dip your toe in the water and see if it's something you're interested in. If you don't think so, you'll know how to pray for us better. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Lisa, so much for your time. And one of the things that I love to tell people is, like, we're out doing what we do because before Kinsman Redeemer ever started, the heart of Jesus Christ was out in the dark and difficult places. And we're just trying to chase his heart out where he is. And so Lisa and the Connections team, they do that so well. And we would just love you to be a part of that wonderful team. So check us out April 30th, 6:30 at the YMCA in the chapel. We would love to have you. Thank you all, and God bless you.
Thank you, Liz.
You're welcome.